It won't start with a blinding flash or an asteroid streaking through the sky. The end of everything we know could begin on a Tuesday afternoon. Ordinary, quiet, almost boring. A coffee cup on your desk, an unread email, a message that never loads because the network is down. And then the lights go out. Not just in your home, not just in your city, everywhere. Welcome to part 3 of our Apocalypse Trilogy, where we explore the most fragile illusion of all, control. Civilization doesn't run on one system. It runs on thousands of interlocking ones: energy, water, transportation, finance, satellites, the internet. Each one feels solid, reliable, permanent, but they are all connected by threads so thin that you never notice them until they snap. Imagine this: a solar storm, the size of the Carrington event of 1859, hits Earth today. Back then, it burned out telegraph wires. Today, it would fry satellites, cripple GPS, knock out power grids across continents. No planes, no banking, no communication. A planet gone dark, not for hours, but for months, maybe years. And it wouldn't stop there. When the power fails, so do the pumps that move water. When the internet collapses, markets freeze. When satellites die, military systems lose their eyes. One weak link, and the chain reaction begins. But what if it isn't the sun that does it? What if it's us? Because here's the truth: the more advanced we become, the more fragile we are. Every new technology adds power, but also adds complexity. And complexity is the enemy of stability. You can't untangle a web without breaking it, and we've spun the most intricate web in history. Picture the global shipping network: thousands of vessels, millions of containers, algorithms scheduling every move. When one port locks down, or one software glitch spreads, the entire chain seizes up. Shelves empty, factories stall, economies buckle. And that's just trade. Now add finance, medicine, food distribution, the systems that feed us, heal us, and protect us. They're all wired together. And the more wires we add, the harder it is to see where the real weak points are. Which brings us to the most dangerous truth of all. Our survival depends on things we barely understand. Disasters are rarely isolated. They don't arrive one at a time, politely waiting their turn. They stack, they cascade, they multiply. Think of it like this: a heat wave sparks wildfires. The smoke knocks out a regional power grid. Hospitals running on backup generators start rationing energy. Now imagine a cyber attack slipping through while everything is already strained, shutting down medical networks, blocking emergency services. At the same time, an engineered virus begins its silent spread. No single event ends the world. It's the combination that does. And we're building a world where combinations are inevitable. A cyber attack today doesn't just crash your laptop. It can cripple power plants, freeze banks, blind satellites. When one system fails, others follow. The financial system depends on the internet. The internet depends on electricity. Electricity depends on fuel supply. Everything depends on something else. This is the domino effect. Push one and the whole line falls. And yet every time we create something new, we tell ourselves, we've got this under control. But history whispers another story. September 10th, 2008. Deep beneath the mountains on the border of Switzerland and France, scientists prepared to smash particles together inside the world's most powerful machine, the Large Hadron Collider. The internet buzzed with rumors. What if it creates a black hole? What if we trigger something we can't stop? Physicists laughed it off. They ran the numbers. The risks were zero, they said. Safer than driving to work. And they were right. Or at least, they've been right so far. But here's the thing. The fear wasn't completely irrational. The LHC recreated energies not seen since the birth of the universe. Theoretical papers spoke of strangelets, vacuum decay, mini black holes, phenomena we still don't fully understand. What saved us wasn't certainty, it was probability. The odds were tiny, but not zero. And if those odds had played out differently, you wouldn't be watching this video. Now ask yourself, how different is that from what we are doing today with artificial intelligence, with gene editing, with geoengineering? We're making bets with the entire planet at stake and calling them progress. And the pattern repeats. In 1983, one man, Stanislav Petrov, stopped a nuclear war because he doubted a computer warning. In 2010, a software glitch wiped out $1 trillion from the stock market in minutes, the flash crash. In 2003, a single power line in Ohio triggered a blackout that left 50 million people in the dark. The line between stability and chaos isn't a wall. It's a tightrope, and we're walking it blindfolded. The future won't break in half with a single blow. It will tilt, slowly at first, then all at once. Picture this. A drought wipes out crops in one region. Millions migrate north, straining cities already stretched to the limit. Political tensions rise. Governments turn to AI-driven systems to manage resources and security. But the algorithms are only as wise as the data they feed on, and bias isn't just a human flaw anymore. At the same time, a biotech startup releases a gene-edited crop to save the harvest.
It works until a mutation spreads in the wild. Meanwhile, the Arctic flaw releases ancient microbes into a world unprepared for them. These aren't separate disasters, they're threads in the same web. And when enough of them pull at once, the fabric tears. That's the tipping point, when complexity outpaces control. We like to think the apocalypse will announce itself with sirens, explosions, and a countdown clock on the evening news. But what if it's quiet? What if it begins not with an explosion, but with an outage, not with fire, but with silence? Every era believes it's safe because it knows more than the last, and every era is wrong. The truth is simple. The systems we've built to save us could be the same systems that end us. And when that day comes, there won't be a villain twirling his mustache, just code, circuits, and probabilities tipping in the wrong direction. So ask yourself this: how many invisible threads hold your life together? And what happens when they start to snap? This was the final chapter of our Apocalypse Trilogy, but the story doesn't end here. Because in our next series, we'll dive into the mysteries humanity has never solved, the secrets of the past, the riddles of the present, and the questions that could change the future. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming.
So hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with us, because the next journey begins soon.